You train hard, and with hard training comes inflammation. But what if the key to managing that inflammation, speeding up recovery, and even boosting your brain power wasn't a pill, but a powerful nutrient you might not be getting enough of? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most crucial nutrients for human performance, omega-3 fatty acids. We're going beyond the basic, it's good for you, and we are diving deep into the science of how it directly benefits the adult athlete, the signs that you might be deficient, and exactly how to get enough. So what are we talking about? Omega-3s are essential polyunsaturated fats, and by essential, we mean that your body cannot make them. So if you ever hear the term essential when it comes to nutrients or supplements, we are talking about whether or not you can create it on your own. So when it comes to omega-3s, there are three key players here. We are talking about ALAs, which are alpha-linolenic acid. This kind of omega-3 is found in plants. It's a precursor to your deeper omega-3s, but the conversion into omega-3s is fairly inefficient. I learned a little bit more about this. I have gotten my DNA done in reference to my genetics related to sports performance and nutrition, and I found that my body is, outside of ALA being an inefficient source of omega-3s in and of itself, my body has even a tougher time breaking it down and converting it into omega-3s that would be useful for me. So while I do try to get plenty of ALAs in my diet through flax and hemp seed and chia seeds, I do focus on more from fish and from pasture raised and from wild caught sources. But continuing on to our next form of omega-3s that we are focusing on are EPAs, eicosapentaenoic acid. This is a primary anti-inflammatory powerhouse. So if you are focusing on the anti-inflammatory effects of omega-3s as an adult athlete, you are going to look and focus on your EP number. When you look on omega-3 supplements, you'll see what that number is, and you're going to aim for a big number, and we're going to talk more about that later. The next component of omega-3s and something that you're looking for ingesting is DHA. This is a docosahexaenoic acid, which is critical for brain health, vision, and nervous system function. So when you're looking at things like MS, multiple sclerosis, or Alzheimer's or dementia, I carry high instant genes on both sides of my family of both dementia and Alzheimer's. And so DHA is something that I am very interested on top of the anti-inflammatory effects, which are synergistic in and of themselves, but those are two things that I am highly interested in and have done a lot of research on, and I'm excited to do this, but that is what you're looking for. Now, their magic lies in the role of your cell membranes. They make cell walls more fluid and flexible and more permeable. But their most direct benefit for athletes is how they manage inflammation, and we are going to dive into that. So EPA and DHA don't just reduce inflammation, they help your body resolve it more efficiently and effectively after training. This is the key to faster, high-quality training and recovery. So we are going to go into my favorite part, which is discussing the research that proves that this isn't just a theory, this is an actuality. So a meta-analysis in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition reviewed several studies and found that omega-3 supplementation significantly reduced post-exercise muscle soreness and markers of muscle damage like creatine kinase, this is the friend that we talk about a lot on here, compared to a placebo. This means that you feel less beat up after a hard session and are ready to perform again sooner. And feeling better and performing sooner also means that you're able to perform at a higher volume and higher frequency that results in greater fitness gains. But you need the recovery to be able to do that. So it is not just about muscles. Your brain is 60% fat, and a huge portion of that is DHA. A study in the Journal of Clinical Psychopharmacology found that DHA supplementation improved reaction time and memory. For an athlete, a sharper mind means better focus, coordination, and decision-making under fatigue. Client and I just had this discussion about how we make training sessions far more difficult than the sport that we are going to perform in, so that the sport that we perform in feels a lot less taxing. And we want it to feel less taxing so that fatigue does not become a part of our decision making as an athlete. She is in particular a tennis player. And so that, I love tying that into this conversation of not letting our bodies be one of the factors in how good or accurate or timely a decision we make, right? So this omega-3 supplementation can help with that. And this is how. So the wear and tear on training is real. We cannot deny that. There is really no way to train effectively as an athlete and see the progress you need to see without inflammation occurring. So our goal is not to avoid inflammation. It is to learn how to manage it, minimize it, and make it work for us. So the wear and tear of training is real. Omega-3s are consistently shown to support joint health by reducing stiffness and supporting the body's natural lubrication processes, as shown in research published in journals like Arthritis and Rheumatism. So how do you know if you're falling short? 1, slow recovery. You're consistently sore for days after a workout. Stiff, achy joints, especially in the morning or after periods of inactivity. 3, dry skin, brittle hair, and soft nails. Your external tissues are a reflection of your internal health. Brain fog or poor in mood, difficulty focusing or feeling consistently low. Those are really key indicators. And a diet high in processed foods or omega-6s. If you're not intentionally eating omega-3s, you're likely in a pro-inflammatory state. Now, I did do a video, a short on on pasture-raised versus wild-caught protein sources and what they look like balance-wise from omega-6s to omega-3s. So go ahead and find that in the shorts. Very interesting information. We're going to talk a little bit more about this during the video, but that has some visuals with it. So how do you fix this? You have 2 main paths. One is the holistic path, and this is probably difficult and it requires some changes, but I do love this path because it supports it from a more complete way. So EPA and DHA. Fatty fish are king. So including more fish, 2 to 3 servings per week of wild caught salmon, mackerel, sardines, or herring is a way to ingest omega-3s in the amount needed for the anti-inflammatory effects and for the healthy brain effects. Then there's ALA, which comes primarily from plants. And as you know, that's alpha-linolenic acid. Flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, and walnuts all provide ALA. Now remember, the conversion to EPA and DHA is low, so these are supportive, but not a primary source for athletes. But there is no downside to including them in your diet. Chia seeds in particular are very great sources of fiber as well, and hemp seeds are actually a good little pop of protein. Nothing crazy, but it does help with your total number. Next, fish oil or algae oil. Look for a supplement that lists the amount of EPA and DHA on the label, not just the total fish oil. Those are 2 different numbers. A general athletic maintenance dose is often 1 to 3 grams of combined EPA and DHA per day. Now, also algae oil is a fantastic vegan or vegetarian source of direct EPA and DHA. So now let's take all of this information and let's ground this in our core philosophy. Optimizing your omega-3 intake is a powerful strategy, but it is in addition to, not in place of, a goal-oriented nutrition regimen and progressive training regimen. It fine-tunes your body's internal environment to get the most out of the work you're already doing. And building that goal-oriented nutrition plan is exactly what we do in the Eat Well, Move Well nutrition program. This isn't a restrictive diet. It is a 9-week habit layering program that teaches you the framework for how to eat to support an active life. You'll learn how to incorporate anti-inflammatory foods like omega-3s, balance your meals for energy and recovery, and make empowered choices that support your long-term joint, muscle, and brain health goals. New groups start every Monday, so you can start whenever. If you're ready to build a resilient, well-fueled body from the inside out, this is the program for you. And if you're wanting to do it in a non-restrictive way, in a way that supports how to create environment or how to make positive goal-oriented choices no matter what situation you're in, this is the program. And it focuses on performance and moving well and joint health and body health rather than aesthetics, which is just not my forte. And I feel that this supports an adult athlete, someone with a busy life, someone with different things that pull them in all different directions, but they still want to perform well, perform consistently, and perform competitively. And that's what this program is for. So, to recap, omega-3s, specifically EPA and DHA, are essential fats that actively resolve inflammation, speed recovery, protect your joints, and sharpen your mind. The science is robust, and for athletes, they are non-negotiable. So what's your go-to source for omega-3s? Fatty fish, a supplement? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear about it. Maybe there's some sources that are more convenient, or maybe some supplements that I don't know about. And if this deep dive was helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more Nutrient Monday content. And if you know a fellow athlete who's always sore, please share this video with them and let them know there is something that they can do. And it's not just because maybe they're getting older. It's something that they can solve, a problem that they can address. So thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. So now go eat well and move well.